Okay, great. I'll keep going. I'm really breezing through this, so let's keep going. So now we're at the phase of ideation. It's time to start making things. We know a little bit about our user. You guys will have picked somebody that you want to focus on for your project, and you will know a little bit more about them, their likes, their dislikes, what they're having problems with, and what are the things that they enjoy. So you'll know a little bit more about the who that you are solving for. Now you want to start thinking about what are you going to solve? Like what's the idea that you're going to do? So the first method here, I'm going to talk about two methods, and both of them, you can try out both of them. I think they're both they go together. The first one is called Big Ideas. It's a 45-minute or 60-minute exercise. Again, you can do this multiple times. You can do it once, you can do it multiple times, depending on how much time you have. So the key 3 steps in this method is that you start with diverging ideas. So that's why the broad. So you start off with as many ideas as you can. The volume is important. Get as many as you can. They may not be as detailed. They might be really high level. They may be similar. Just keep adding as many as you can. Then you share it back, and then you sort of see similarities again, group them into similar, themes, and then mix and match. You want to mix and match, like blend it together, try something with something else, and think of growing your idea and try something else again. So do at least 2 rounds of this ideation, of diverging ideas. And then we do what we call converge. So once you have a good set of ideas, or themes or groups of ideas, now what you'll do is vote on those groups or themes. And then you'll be able to select 1 or 2 really key ideas that all of the team members on your team are liking and they want to work on. So that's the third step. So I'll go into a little bit more detail here. You want to begin this activity. Again, the users are always at the focus of your activities. I hope you can see my screen, see the screen properly. So you want to begin the activity with a good prompt that you want to focus on. So the prompt can be a user problem, or something that the user needs in their life, or something that they have a problem, like something that's not right in their world, or something we know that they don't like. Can we fix something for them? That kind of. So a few of the examples that I have here are, Alice is a high school student, and she needs a way to anonymously report bullying incidents. So that's one prompt that you can start off with. Serena, in the second one there, she's a math scholar. She loves math. This is the person we saw who's the empathy map for. And she's looking for opportunities to tutor other students because she loves math so much and she's good at it. And then we have Miguel, who's learning the violin, but he doesn't have like a quiet space where he can practice. So he's looking for somewhere to practice. So those are the really high level, broad sort of prompts, so to speak, or sentences, needs, problems. And these you will get from your empathy map that we did before. So this either from the empathy map or from speaking to people who fit that description, right? So that's the prompt. You begin with this at the beginning of your 60-minute activity. Now, each team member, again, get together with your team. Everyone takes 10 minutes to write out as many ideas as you can, as many solutions to solve those problems, the statement that we just talked about, right? So you start off with that statement, and now you have to think of ideas to solve that in so many different ways. Think of as many as you can, and without talking, just keep posting your ideas for 10 minutes. Take a pause after that. Then you want to share it again with the whole team. Everybody talks about their idea, then you learn about theirs. You see if you can adapt something from their idea. You can join 2 ideas or 3 ideas. Some might be similar, so you can combine them, make a group of those. And then you do another round, right? Like as mentioned earlier, you do another round, mix and match. Feel free to steal from each other's ideas. And in this case, there's no right or wrong ideas. So you have to keep open up and just like go all out. And after a round or two of these, like I said earlier, you start grouping them and then clustering them, and then take dots or any sort of marking sticker or something, and just each team member gets 3 votes or 5 votes, and you can do a quick voting session on the ideas or the groups of ideas that you liked, and go ahead with that one. That's the one that you're going to further sketch out, detail it out. And that's how you pick the idea that you want. Now, I know it's a little bit daunting to start off with a blank paper and just like, hey, think of ideas. Can you do it? So it's a little hard to start off with nothing, but you do have something. You do have the user's input. You do have the user's pain points or problems. So that's a great inspiration. But then you can also use some of these themes that I've called out here, and you can read these later on whenever you're doing your activities. But for example, if you use social, just all of you must be on some kind of social media probably, or somebody you know might be. So, excuse me, what are some concepts from there that you can use? For example, like video sharing, is that something that could be used in your solution, in your idea? What about gamification? Video games. If you've played video games, they're usually like some kind of points or levels. Could you use that in your ideas or your solutions? Try to think of those as prompts again, and everyone makes sure that each team member thinks of at least 3 ideas when you're doing this session for the first time. And always make sure you think of one crazy idea, because you never know what the crazy idea is going to lead you. A lot of times I've been in these situations where somebody puts up like a really crazy idea, like fly somewhere or something like really unrealistic, but that triggers something else. And if you combine that with something realistic, it tends to be something really innovative. And that's how you get innovation and some really cool ideas. So definitely don't hold back, go crazy, go crazy with your ideas. So you can read these later on in more details when you're doing the actual activity. And like I said, when you're doing the activity, there are no wrong answers or right answers. Try to encourage each other as much as possible, and try not to say no to any ideas right off the bat without really understanding what it is. And then work independently. Try to work independently, but also use each other's as leverage. Like not leverage, but grow on each other's ideas. Like use them as a platform. And then focus on your users always. And this activity is one of my favorites, so it's always a lot of fun. I'm sure you'll have fun when you do it as well. So some examples I have put in here in this deck for you guys to look at later on as well, of big ideas. So the key to this activity is that you want to keep it really simple. Keep it 1 line and 1 image. That's what your idea is going to be for now, for this activity. So for the middle one, if you look at it, it's like a tutor match program. So maybe it's a mobile app which matches tutors with students who are looking for tutoring sessions. Well, that's an idea, a big idea. And then for the musician guy, let's say if you guys know Yelp or like any hotel, like restaurant reservation system, use that as an inspiration. Maybe you can book a room in the school using something like that. So that's a big idea as well. So these are just some ideas for you to get thinking about what kind of ideas to write. And like I said, once you write all these ideas, you do a couple rounds of these, and then you group them and then label the groups if there are any similarities. So it's easier for you to go forward and move forward. Okay, so now that you've voted and you've picked the idea that you want and your team wants to focus on, this is an idea that's going to solve the real user's problem. Then you want to start thinking about where is the user going to be when they use this solution, right? Like we want to start thinking about more details. You think about solution, where the solution is going to be used in what sort of situations. Are they going to be at home? Are they going to be on the way home? Are they at school? Are they at work, at the office? And how is this going to work? Like, what are the key steps? Like now, because the ideas are really broad in the beginning, now you want to start thinking of more details. So how do we do that? The next activity is going to help us do that. But before I jump into the next activity, I want to take a quick pause. Any sort of questions on the big ideas section?
I'm checking. I'm not seeing anything here as yet, Aparna. So as soon as it come up, we would. So no, not for now.
Okay, sounds good. I'll keep going. So now that you have your idea, you want to start detailing it out. So that's activity number 2, and it's called storyboarding. You might have already seen it somewhere, but essentially it's a good way to describe your chosen idea a little bit better. And how you do that is by telling a story. So what you do is identify the characters, like in a movie or in a series. Identify the people, the setting, like are they at home or school or outdoors, and then a plot, like what happens, what's going on, what are they doing, that kind of situation, and evolve this idea. This is how you evolve your idea through and add more details to your idea. So you can think of a storyboard kind of like a comic strip. It's just like a series of actions that happen one after the other. Some stories, you add action bubble, sorry, not action, you add bubbles, thought bubbles, captions, somebody's talking like someone else meets somebody. You can do all sorts of crazy things here as well. So I'll give you a quick example of a storyboard that I just did. So this is the math tutor user that I showed earlier. Her name is Serena, and she's at school, but the last class of her day, for her day, just got canceled. So, but she has to wait for 2 hours for the bus to get home. So she's like, I'm gonna get bored. I don't know what to do until then. I have 2 whole hours to kill. What do I do? So she remembers that she has an app, the tutoring app, if that is your solution, and she'll see if she has any kids who are looking for a quick tutoring session. And sure enough, she sees that Timmy is looking for some mentoring for tutoring for math just now. So she signs him up, and she sits at the library, spends an hour at the library with him, and she's taught him something, she shared her knowledge, and she's used her hour in a good way as well. So that's an example of a storyboard. So you can go all out with your ideas for the themes that you guys have chosen, which is like climate change and gender-based violence. So you can think about who's in those situations and what they're doing or going through. So that's going to help you. These are just tools that are going to help you get more elaborate with your ideas. Again, the rules are same in this activity as well. There are no right or wrong answers. For storyboards, you can do it as a group, or all of you can make one storyboard, or you can make 3 or 4 storyboards, depending on how many team members you have. You can make different situations, so that'll get more elaborate. And again, make sure everyone is participating so that everyone's ideas are getting inputted into this, because different perspectives really do bring out creativity and innovation. And that's how you're going to get really cool ideas to work on as well. And again, stay focused on who it is, because that's going to help you get inspiration and really solve a real user's problem. And have fun doing it. That's everything I had to share with you guys today.